This afternoon, I sat down with my coach, Chloe, to talk about the first video that I produced for this channel. It's so interesting how easily we get in our heads about how we look and how it makes us feel, and how important it is for me to stop waiting and start acting. That's what this channel is about, and that's what the concept of the Solopreneur Billionaire is about. So even though it's raw, even though it's fuzzy, even though it's imperfect, I hope you'll get something out of listening.
For me, I want you to open your brain to the fact that your life can be different. Just knowing that you can be the solopreneur billionaire is the
100%.
first breakthrough. And then people like me can help you all day long, but you got to believe in yourself and believe in
100%.
what you're doing.
Going back to your video, it looks like, when you put a filter on Zoom and you add a mustache or something, and it looks like someone added something on you to look like a pretty little girl.
I don't now because I look so horrific with
No, yeah,
makeup on.
if you had looked the way you looked in the little clip, I would have said, Betty, go to your bathroom, remove this blue top of your eyes, and this lips doesn't look like you. So, get your shit together. It's like it doesn't make sense, right? Because you're
Yeah.
beautiful the way you look like right now.
Yeah.
And that's how I looked at you.
I asked the editor if they could tone me down a little bit. What's really funny too is one of the things you realize when you're doing this is you got to be a lighting expert. You have to know your
That's
camera.
why
Like to your point, I have to watch out with my hands.
I personally love the one that has a frame in back. For me, that one resonate with elegant, powerful, also, what's the word? Relatable. It's unique. It's your own energy. When you said, do I look pathetic? Like, wow, that's a strong word for you to think because of your talk about the skin and the fact that you're falling apart when we are 50, right? And I'm like, this is interesting because for me, it's so relatable and so much something that I want to hear instead of hearing, yeah, let's go, we're all together in that. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And women have to have those kind of vulnerability. They need that right now. And I'm like, oh, cool. Do you think that it's too much talking about the shit she's going through? Because that's the feeling we have, right? That you feel like you could have, and say, no, please let her relate to who she is. I'm like, okay, interesting, because that's what I felt is that it's short, vulnerable, but authentic. What you sell, what you sell is there. It's in your heart. It's your authenticity and the brain in the body. You don't look like in a little top with your boobsy up and with a coconut ball in an Instagram thing is that I want to hang up and say, you know what, you don't relate to me. You're fake as hell. And what is interesting is that when I really realized that in January when I post this video, really raw and telling the truth about my sugar addiction, saying, guys, I lied to you. And I realized that I'm not accountable for what I really am.
Yeah.
People that told me, wow, I want to do the same. When is your next workshop? Like I was like really getting people really attached to, oh, this is finally someone talking the way I'm talking. And that's what I felt when you told me, like these things, it makes me vulnerable. Since my menopause, my skin fall in my shoes. And I never had that. Everything, like my arms, my everything fall. Like it's almost like gravity left my body. So when I saw that, not only I was related to that, but I felt like, oh, even if I have that, there is a possibility for me to get out of it and feel like empowered.
I mean, it's a really interesting thing, right? Because you are obviously beautiful. We obviously age, but age has not caught up with you in the way that it does for most people. Because even with your sugar addiction, even with everything else, you are still luminous. I was talking to a friend yesterday who is completely badass woman, very powerful. And the horror she felt at looking at herself when she was not on Zoom, which allows you to kind of have that beautiful filter going on. But like there she was in all her human glory. And in real life, I know her. She is beautiful in real life. The camera is so precise and we don't like it. We don't like it. In the back of our minds, always when your body is starting to move downward in a way that it didn't before, that you have no control, I think you lose a little bit of your perception of your I am the
This message, when you said that, I was like, oh my God, so true. And how do you get out of Betsy? I have goosebumps. How many women are going through that and feeling like they're not going to be able to get out of the situation alone? So your message was so far from being pathetic that if you touch the heart of those women where they really need to go, it's not going to be again another let's go get billionaire. We have enough men doing that. There's another way. If I want to be a billionaire, I have Urson Branson, I have Mozzi, I have Tony Robbins, I have all those people.
It is so much about our own limitations and understanding about how we do things that stops us. So let's open the doors. It's too much of our lives wasted in thinking we can't.
Yeah, and I really do think that it's my problem. And that's why I was like, you know what is my 500K? And I'm like being this because I'm like sick of being point as the cutie one. You feel like not enough, and therefore you feel like you're only seen by the limited one and not the one who can really make a business scale. And I was like, this is your responsibility to say, nope, that's not going to happen.
So this is the journey. This is my stake in the ground. This is the place that I'm going to spend talking about how we become the solopreneur billionaires of our lives. I hope you'll like and subscribe, obviously. More to the point, I hope you'll be on this journey with me. This is our time to turn our wishes and our wants into I wills and I do's. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.